Hey guys, this is Alex Misano, and in this lesson I wanted to talk about probably the most useful thing that I picked up from learning Hendrix songs. Now when I say most useful, I mean probably the one thing that I find myself utilizing the most when learning songs and performing songs. And that technique is using your thumb to play the bass notes of each chord. Now Hendrix did this all over the place, and when I say all over the place, pretty much every chord that he played, he always had his thumb on the low E string. Now this is probably something that just came natural to him, but it's super useful because it allows his other fingers to be freed up to play all sorts of cool stuff, cool little lead fills that add to his rhythm playing. Now, the deeper I got into learning Hendrix tunes, the more I found this technique just kind of naturally creeping up into my own music and my own playing. And I think it could be super useful too if you're looking to add any kind of cool lead embellishments to your own rhythm playing. So how do you get started with this technique? Well, the best thing to do is to just focus on the chord shapes first. Forget about any kind of licks or chord progressions or crazy stuff like that, and just focus on the chord shapes. A great place to start too is somewhere in the middle of the neck. If you're just starting to learn chord voicings that are unfamiliar to you, it's best to start out higher up on the neck where the frets are just a little bit closer and your hand can get just a little bit of a better grip on the neck. So I really like the 8th position. Right, C. So let's start with some chord voicings in C. The first chord is a C major chord. Alright, and instead of playing it like this, like a typical bar chord, we're going to play the notes on the D, G, and B strings, and then we're going to use our thumb to play that bass note, the bass C. And so basically, we get this. Okay, the A string isn't being played at all. It's being muted by my ring finger, and also by the thumb a little bit. All right, so that's the first chord voicing, and then what you want to do is practice a C minor voicing. All right, after that, we got a C dominant 7. So those are the 3 basic ones that you want to start out with. And what you want to do is get used to them in this position first, in C. Right? And then you're going to move them down fret by fret. So, right, that would be B, B flat, A flat, right, all the way down to F. And what you're doing by doing that is you're slowly adapting your hand to this style of playing by slowly going down the neck, right? So once your thumb gets used to that over the neck movement, then you can go ahead and start learning some songs. Hendrix is a great place to start. Songs like Axe as Bold as Love, right? Or the opening, The Castle's Made of Sand. There's so many Hendrix examples that you can find where he's using his thumb to play the bass notes. Here are a few other musical examples that I came up with that I think will help you guys get this underneath your fingers. So the first one is an example in C, and it goes like this. Alright, so basically what's going on there is I'm playing a C dominant 7, then moving my thumb up 1 fret to play a C sharp diminished chord. And that's a really cool movement. These fingers the index, middle, and ring stay exactly the same. And just the thumb moves up. Right? And then it goes to a D minor 7. And then down to a G7. Alright. Once again, the thumb is playing all those bass notes on the low E string. Here's another example that might be more familiar to you. It's a chord progression used in countless songs. Beatles, Led Zeppelin, you name it. Anybody who's anybody has used this chord progression. It goes like this. Alright, so what we have going on there is an A minor. And then you're going to put your thumb on the 3rd fret on the low E string. Once again, nothing changes in these fingers. They stay exactly the same. Now what you have is an A minor over G. Then you're going to move your thumb down 1 fret to the 2nd fret. Now we have an F sharp minor 7 flat 5, and then you're going to move it down 1 more fret to play the F note. And that makes an F major 7, and then we end it with an E7. Or just an E major, actually. And this 3rd example is in the key of G. Alright, and I'm going to use my thumb for 2 of the chords in this progression. It goes like this. Alright, so what we have is a G, and then a D over F sharp. Alright, and then I'm going to move my thumb down 1 fret to grab the F note, and then I'm going to play an F sus2 with a major 7th added in there too. It's a pretty cool chord. Alright, and then an E minor. So once more. That about wraps it up for this lesson. Once again, if you're not used to this technique, start high up on the neck with simple chord shapes, major, minor, dominant, and slowly move down fret by fret until your thumb gets used to that position. Let me know in the comments what's your favorite Hendrix riff where he uses the thumb over the neck technique. I really love the Axis Bold as Love chord progression. The intro to Castles Made of Sand, the intro to Little Wing has great stuff. Those probably would be my top 3. But I know his catalog is filled with stuff like that. So let me know, and I'll check it out. Thanks a lot. See you next time.